Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Now let's start our 10 latest defense updates. At number 1, India plans to develop its 30 mm turret for armed personnel carrier. India's DRDO's associated labs will soon be taking up development work of indigenous developed 30 mm turret for armed personnel carriers that will be made available for manned and unmanned armored personnel carriers on both tracked and wheeled versions. The turret system will consist of a 30 mm main gun, 7.62 mm coaxial gun, 80 GM launcher, gunner main sight, 360 degree, commander panoramic sight, integrated fire control system, smoke grenade launchers, air burst ammunition, that is ABM, and remote controlled weapon station RCWS for 12.7 mm NSVT weapon system, laser warning system. Next, on static display, a UAV made by a private company at Aero India 2023. Bangalore-based Singularity India Private Limited will be showcasing an on static display at upcoming Aero India 2023. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle that, according to details on the Aero India app, is a 1-ton category UAV. On its website, company claims that it has worked on projects in aerospace component manufacturing like UCAV body structural, metal components, undercarriage suspension system, flight controls and components including avionics enclosures and aero engine components. Next, India issues fresh NOTAM. India has issued notices to airmen NOTAM for a launch of a missile in the Bay of Bengal for the period from 8th to 10th Feb 2023 as per information provided by Twitter user Damian Simon at Ditesra. The designated area for the NOTAM is 230 km in length, which indicates it might be a test of short-range tactical or ballistic missile or a test of air-air missiles. Next, UK backs India and Japan's inclusion in AUKUS deal for nuclear submarines. United Kingdom, which has a three-way strategic defense alliance between Australia, the UK and the US, initially to build a Class F nuclear propelled submarines due to increasing Chinese threat in the Indo-Pacific, has advocated the inclusion of India and Japan. AUKUS Defense Alliance also was to develop and provide advanced military capabilities to promote security and stability in the Indo-Pacific. New Delhi, after the information of a three-way strategic defense alliance, did not officially make any comments on it, but Indian military planners and experts were not happy with Australian nuclear submarine in the Indian Ocean, which they thought could only erode Indian influence in the neighborhood. Next, balls of fire descending, witness to Air Force jet crash near Gwalior. Witnesses to the crash involving two Indian Air Force fighter jets in Morena in Madhya Pradesh on Saturday, which killed a pilot, recounted hearing a deafening sound and sighting balls of fire descending to the ground, followed by two persons in uniform parachuting into the thicket nearby. A Sukhoi 30 Mk1 and a Mirage 2000 aircraft of the Indian Air Force crashed during a routine training mission in the morning, with the two pilots of the Sukhoi 30 Mk1 aircraft managing to eject safely and the pilot of the Mirage 2000 sustaining fatal injuries. Next, Classical Ragas, India's biggest drone show at Beating the Retreat. Indian tunes based on Indian classical ragas will be the flavor of the Beating the Retreat ceremony this year, which will be graced by President and Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces Draupadi Murmu at Vijay Chowk in the national capital on January 29th. According to the Ministry of Defense, 29 captivating and foot-tapping Indian tunes will be played by the music bands of the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and the State Police and the Central Armed Police Force. Next. China-India firms dropped by Norway's sovereign wealth fund over Myanmar weapons. The world's largest sovereign wealth fund, Norway's has barred two Chinese and Indian companies from selling light combat aircraft and a weapon system to military-ruled Myanmar. Norway Bank Investment Management said it had divested from AV China Industry and Technology and Bharat Electronics due to the unacceptable risk that the companies posed by selling weapons to a state that uses them in ways that constitute serious and systematic violation of international humanitarian law. Next, India's Fresh HSTDV test might be inconclusive. DRDO tested a hypersonic technology demonstrator vehicle, but nearly after 12 hours, no official confirmation has come if the test indeed was carried out as reported by multiple new media outlets or if tests failed to meet its objectives. According to a source close to the Times of India, the initial launch of the HSTDV was normal and the booster stage performed as expected. But there is a big question mark on the scramjet engine of the HSTDV that might have underperformed as per the report. Next, amid Chinese threats, India upgrading its nuclear arsenal, according to the American think tank. The Federation of American Scientists, FAS, an American non-profit global policy think tank, is in its latest report stated that India is continuing to modernize its nuclear arsenal and operationalize its fledgling triad due to rising tensions with China. FAS claims that at least 4 new weapon systems are to be included soon to supplement India's existing nuclear system in India's nuclear triad. FAS estimates that India has about 160 nuclear warheads in its arsenal and will require additional to equip the new missiles. FAS estimates that in the next few years, India's nuclear arsenal might breach the 200 mark as it's improving its nuclear enrichment facilities to power its nuclear submarines as well as expand its nuclear arsenal. Next, Greece joined hands with Rolls-Royce to make MTU S4000 marine engines. State-owned shipyard Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers has signed a memorandum of understanding with Rolls-Royce Solutions of Germany for the manufacturing of MTU S4000 marine engines in the country. MTU S4000 marine engines will be procured to be used on upcoming fast patrol vessels, interceptor boats, and fast attack crafts built by GRSE and other shipyards around the country. Thank you.